The European Commission's president called it a quantum leap, and it'll require an enormous leap of faith from Europe's banks. In José Manuel Barroso's equation, the European Central Bank will police the Eurozone's lenders.
The single supervisory mechanism proposed today will create a reinforced architecture with a core role for the European Central Bank and appropriate articulation with the European Banking Authority, which will restore confidence in the supervision of the banks in the euro area.
The risk of an entire collapse of the financial system is what the European Commission's argument hinges on. Spain, the Eurozone's fourth largest economy, has already sought €100 billion of aid to save its banks. Barroso's plan is threefold. The ECB will monitor all Eurozone banks, along with others in the wider EU that agree to it. There'll be a fund to close troubled banks, and a scheme to protect bank customer deposits across the Eurozone. The Commission wants the plans to start by the middle of next year. UK banking lawyer Alex Carr.
The ECB is given a huge task. Managing 6,000 banks cannot be done overnight, and so it's asked to rely quite heavily on the national regulators. Firstly, during the transitional period, because the supervision is going to be phased in, it's got to direct all its instructions to the national regulators.
The UK is outside the Eurozone, but it, along with Sweden, is worried about the proposals.
Many of the international banks in London have operations in Europe, and they would be affected by the plans. London's also worried the ECB could use its powers to demand regulation that would undermine the city's position as Europe's financial capital.
There's opposition on a political level too. The German government says fewer banks should be involved. But the Commission wants to push it through with great speed because it wants to reassure the markets.
What the Eurozone wants to do is break this link and allow the ESM to give money directly to the banks. But it's said that common supervision, supervisory responsibility and fiscal responsibility are linked. So people don't want to pay unless they've got some say over how these banks are managed.
The European Central Bank has welcomed the union. All 27 member countries must now agree to it before the end of the year. Joanne Nicholson, Reuters.